Deep underground, there is a cave. Inside, animals live. They eat, they sleep, they grow old. And every evening, something appears on the stone wall. It is tall, taller than any of them. It moves without sound, changes shape without reason. No one knows what it is. No one knows where it comes from. They only know it has always been there, watching. They call it the Watcher. The cave has rules. When the Watcher appears, you stop what you're doing. You gather, you sit, you watch back. It protects us, the elder rabbit says. His voice is calm, certain. The young ones listen. How do you know? A small deer asks. Because we are still here, the rabbit answers. That is proof enough. The Watcher appears every evening, always on the western wall. Sometimes it looks like a great creature with long limbs. Sometimes it shrinks, becomes round and small. Sometimes it splits into many shapes at once. See how it changes? The elder says. It shows us it is alive. It shows us it is watching over us. Everyone nods. It makes sense. In the back, a small fox named Ember watches too. But she is not watching the Watcher. She is watching the other animals, how they tilt their heads the same way, how they whisper the same words. The Watcher provides. The Watcher protects. Over and over. Like a song they forgot they were singing. Ember looks back at the wall. The shape is still there. Tall, silent. And for a reason she cannot explain, her chest feels tight. Not with fear, with something else. A question she is afraid to ask. 3 days later, Ember speaks. Why does the Watcher only appear on that wall? The elder rabbit looks at her, patient. Because that is the sacred wall, the wall it has chosen. But what if... Ember stops, starts again. What if it's not choosing? What if that's just the only wall where it can appear? Silence. The kind that feels heavy. Why would that matter? Another animal asks. Ember doesn't know, but it feels like it should. A week passes. Ember notices something new. When animals walk past the torches, the Watcher moves. Not always, but sometimes. She watches carefully, tests it. She walks left. The Watcher shifts left. She stops. It stops. Her heart beats faster. Does anyone else see that? She asks that evening. See what? The badger says. The Watcher. It moves when we move. The elder rabbit's face stays calm, but his eyes change. Of course it does. It is watching us. When we move, it responds. But Ember's voice is small now, uncertain. That's not how watching works. If I watch you, I don't move when you move. You are not the Watcher, the elder says. Soft, but firm. The other animals look away. Ember feels it. That pull to stop asking, to just agree, to be part of the warmth again. But the question burns. That night, she stays awake. The torches burn low. Most animals are asleep. Ember walks slowly toward the western wall, toward the Watcher. With each step, her shadow stretches long behind her. And on the wall, the Watcher grows larger. Ember stops. Her breath catches. She raises one paw. On the wall, the Watcher raises a limb. No, not a limb. A paw. Ember's stomach drops. She waves her paw slowly, left to right. The Watcher copies. Perfectly. No, she whispers. But even as she says it, she knows. The Watcher is not watching them. The Watcher is them, their shapes. Cast by firelight, projected onto stone. They have been worshipping their own shadows for generations. Ember stands frozen. Half of her wants to laugh, half of her wants to cry. Because if the Watcher is not real, what else have they been wrong about? She turns slowly, looks at the sleeping animals, their peaceful faces. They are happy, safe, wrong. And suddenly, Ember understands the elder rabbit's warning. Some questions do not have kind answers, but she cannot unknow what she knows. She looks back at the wall, at her shadow, and makes a decision. She will find out what is real, even if real is not what anyone wants it to be. Morning comes. Ember has not slept. She sits near the western wall, staring at the stone. In daylight, there is nothing there, just gray rock. The Watcher only appears when the torches are lit, because it needs the fire, because it is not real. But Ember's mind is racing toward a different question now. If the animals have been facing this wall their whole lives, what is behind them? She stands, turns around, faces the opposite direction. The other animals are waking up, stretching, beginning their day. None of them notice, because none of them ever look this way. Ember starts walking, away from the western wall, away from where the Watcher appears. "Where are you going?" a young rabbit asks. "I don't know," Ember says, and it is the truth. The cave grows darker as she moves away from the torches. Her paws feel cold stone, rough, uneven, not smooth like the western wall, not worn down by touch, because no one touches this side, no one explores this side. "Ember," the elder rabbit's voice echoes. "There is nothing back there, only darkness." "How do you know?" Ember calls back. Silence. "Have you looked?" she asks. No answer. Ember keeps walking. The darkness is thick now, heavy. But there is something else, a feeling, air moving, cool, coming from somewhere. She reaches out. Her paw touches stone, but not solid stone. A crack, narrow but deep, and through it, something impossible. Light, not orange like torches, white, pale, unfamiliar. Ember's breath stops. Her whole body trembles, but not from fear, from something she has no word for. She squeezes into the crack. Stone scrapes her sides. The passage is tight. Behind her, she hears voices, worried, calling her name. But she pushes forward, and then she is through. The world opens. Above her, there is space, endless space, blue. So much blue it makes her dizzy, and in that blue, a circle of light, blazing, warm, the real sun. Ember falls to her knees, not from weakness, from the weight of understanding. This is what is real, not the Watcher. This. She turns back toward the crack in the stone. She can see inside the cave, see the torches, see the animals gathered, see their shapes on the wall, and she understands everything now. They created the Watcher, with their fires, with their bodies. They have been bowing to themselves for generations. Ember stands. She has to tell them. Ember returns through the crack. When she enters the cave, every animal stops, stares. Her fur smells different, like wind, like things that have no names here. "What did you find?" the elder rabbit asks. His voice is quiet. Ember opens her mouth. "There is a world outside," she says. "A real world, with light that does not flicker, with space above that has no ceiling." The young deer's eyes go wide. "Can we see it?" "Yes," Ember says. "Follow me." Some do, hesitant, curious. They squeeze through the crack one by one. When the young deer sees the sky, she laughs, a sound of pure joy. When the bird sees the sun, she spreads her wings and realizes for the first time what wings are for. But not everyone reacts the same way. An old badger squints at the brightness. "It hurts," he says. "Your eyes will adjust," Ember tells him gently. "Will they?" The badger looks back at the cave. "Or will I just spend the rest of my life remembering what I missed?" He walks back inside. A mouse sits at the crack, 1 foot in the cave, 1 foot outside. "I believe you," she whispers to Ember. "I believe the Watcher was not real, but..." She looks at the warm orange glow of the torches. "I liked not knowing." Ember's chest tightens, because she understands. The truth is bright, clear, undeniable, but it is also lonely. The elder rabbit appears at the entrance. He does not step outside. He looks at Ember. His eyes are tired. "You were right," he says. "The Watcher was never real." Ember waits. "But Ember," he continues, "some of us are too old to start over, too tired to see the world this way." "So you will go back?" Ember asks. "Yes." "And pretend you do not know?" The rabbit is quiet for a long moment. "No," he finally says. "I will tell them the truth, about the shadows, about what you found, and I will let them choose." Choose what? Whether to live with a comfortable lie or an uncomfortable truth. He turns to leave, then pauses. "Ember," he says softly, "you gave us a gift, but not everyone wants to open it." And he disappears back into the cave. Ember stands at the threshold, half in darkness, half in light. Behind her, the sun is warm. Ahead of her, the cave glows with familiar fire. She realizes something. She looks at the young deer playing in the grass, at the bird soaring above, at the mouse still frozen between two worlds, and she makes her choice. She will not force anyone into the light, but she will stand here, at the edge, ready to guide anyone who wants to see. Months pass. Some animals build homes under the open sky. They teach their children about clouds and rain and stars. Others stay in the cave. They still light torches at evening. But now, when young ones ask, "What is the Watcher?" the elders answer, "A shadow, our shadow. It was never watching us. We were watching ourselves." Then why do we still gather? Because, an elder says, knowing what something is does not make it less important. It was part of our story, and stories matter. Ember lives between both worlds now. She visits the cave. She walks under the sun. She no longer believes the Watcher is real, but she still respects those who find comfort in the ritual, because she learned something harder than finding the truth. She learned the truth is not a weapon, it is an invitation, and everyone must choose their own moment to accept it. So here is my question for you. What is your Watcher? What belief have you held so long you forgot it was a belief? What question are you afraid to ask, because the answer might change everything? Critical thinking is not about proving others wrong. It is about having the courage to ask, what if I am? The truth will not always comfort you, but it will always set you free. If this story made you think, I'd love to hear what questions it raised for you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. The best questions are the ones we ask together.